Every single person, whether you're a little kid, whether you're a teenager, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or wherever you're at in your life, everybody has a story. That's the beautiful thing about being a human being. Everybody has a story. Welcome to Twin Talks. I'm Nadia.
And I'm Nikki.
And today we're going to talk about the power of writing and journaling. Have you ever done it?
Yeah, you know what? I tend to take some time to get my thoughts out. Okay, I'm that person who overthinks everything. I haven't done it in a while, but I have tried to do it. It is kind of cathartic.
Yeah.
You know, if you give yourself enough time, you get into this space of just getting it outside. It's like this flow that comes out of your brain. Have you tried it?
Yes, we had an episode of anxiety. Yeah. And for people like me whose always brain is, we're always going, and I'm a creator, and sometimes I can't turn my brain off. One day I was talking to one of my colleagues who happens to be a writer and a producer, and he gave me the best suggestion, and I'm going to share it because it changed my life. If you're like me who's always thinking and can't sort of get the feelings out, he said, a way to relieve anxiety and stress and to get your feelings out without the judgment. Get a journal and put it by your bed and you write. As soon as you open your eyes, pick up the pen, write exactly what you're feeling, how you're feeling, what's upsetting you, anything that comes to mind, and do it for as long as it takes.
Are you writing just things that are upsetting you, or are you writing
anything that comes
gratitude,
to mind,
goals,
anything.
Whatever?
Yes, sometimes I'll wake up and I'm very grateful for everything, and I'll just write what I'm grateful for. Or I might be feeling low and I'll write why I'm feeling that way. Or I might be feeling excited, I'll write everything that comes to mind. And it's amazing how freeing it is.
How is it freeing? Like, I guess my thing is, because you're more of a writer than I am.
Yeah.
What is the feeling that comes from it? Can you describe
that? It's a liberation.
A liberation
because,
in what
sense? When you speak, when you're speaking to people, there's always that fear of judgment, the judgment, and that people won't understand. The journal doesn't talk back. You just write what you're feeling, and people won't say boo. The journal doesn't talk. You write exactly what you want, and nobody needs to know other than you. And it's amazing how much better you feel before you even start your day.
It's like a release?
Do it every single day. Yes, every day. I did it every single day. I tried it as of January the 1st, 2024. And I've done it every single day since he told me. And I'm telling you, it is a marked difference with my level of anxiety, with my level of happiness. Now I feel way, way more grounded. Way more grounded.
Is there a time frame, or do you just wake up a little earlier, or do you just say 5 minutes a day? Like,
I just write until I stop. But if you're the person who's really super busy, you just choose a time during the day. For me, I like to do it as soon as I get up. But you might be the person who wants to write at night when you're settling down with your glass of wine or your coffee or your hot chocolate or whatever it is. Everybody has their preference time. When you want to write anything, per se, if you're like me and you're a perfectionist, you might crumple it up 1,000 times. If you want to write that first book, write when you have the time to write. So you schedule it. Schedule a date with yourself. Even if you were, if you're an athlete, you schedule time to practice. If you're a writer, you schedule time to write. And then you write that book and write exactly what's coming out of your mind, and then the editor will clean it up for you.
Okay,
it's wonderful.
So it's wonderful.
And it's freeing because I said if you are too hard on yourself, nothing will come out.
Yes.
Right? And then you'll just keep crumpling like I used to. And the best advice that was given to me is write and don't care. Just write. And then you will give it to an editor, and the editor will clean it up, and all your thoughts will be on paper, and that first masterpiece is right there in front of you.
So some people are the pen to paper, like you and me.
You can use the computer.
But even if you're on the computer, it can be very debilitating if you're the perfectionist, right?
Just keep writing.
Just keep writing and don't erase.
Don't worry about the spelling. Don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about what's coming out on the computer screen or the journal. I'm the girl. I'm not telling you to use the journal. I'm saying that's what worked for me. But you might be the person who loves the computer or the laptop. Do it in your laptop and just write. And don't worry about the spelling. Don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about a thing. It's a journal. It's yours. It's private. And if you want to make a book out of it, you just get a great editor, and they take your work and they mold it, and you might have to rewrite. It's okay. At least your words are on paper. That's the first start. So create the structure and write every day and create the habit. You need 3 weeks to 21 days creates the habit. Create the habit, and the next thing you know, you'll have your first masterpiece, or you'll just be able to feel a lot better about what you're doing in your life, and you might not feel the anxiety and the stress when you write it out on paper, because there's nobody there to judge you, nobody to make you wrong. Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just write. Don't say just do it. Just write.
Just write, because the thing is, everybody has an inner creativity. Every single person, whether you're a little kid, whether you're a teenager, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or wherever you're at in your life, everybody has a story. That's the beautiful thing about being a human being. Everybody has a story. Whether you want to tell the story, that's up to you. If you haven't written before, it's very liberating. If you're suffering with anxiety and you want to just be free of it, just get a journal or get your computer and write what's in your mind, and there's no one talking back, and you feel a whole lot better. So I thank my friend for telling me, because it's life altering.
And then my last thing before we close it, I find too that if you really suffered from some sort of trauma or something really negative, the writing will help you, but especially if you have the courage to read it back to yourself.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
when you read it back and you take it outside of yourself, it will cause a little bit of pain or inner struggle.
But read it every night.
But read it out loud to yourself, so there's no judgment, and it externalizes from inside to outside.
Yes.
And somehow that becomes very liberating sometimes.
Liberating, and it will desensitize the trauma.
Well, that was interesting.
Hopefully, I'm interesting.
Yes, there's hope for you.
There is hope. So if you like this, what do we do?
You like us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Wow, you did it again. The first.
Woohoo! See you next time on Twin Talks.
Think of your breath. Think about slowing it down and just breathing all the way in slowly and breathing all the way out.